Hi, I'm Beth with TB Properties Buys Land. In the last video, we discussed scam offer letters and asking what the process is to working with the real estate investor so that you can determine whether it is indeed a scam or if it's a legit transaction between you and a real estate investor. So I can't speak for all real estate investors, but I can speak on behalf of TB Properties Buys Land. Okay, so we talked about the property, getting the information, not giving too much information away, but the pertinent information so that we can offer you a quote on your property. So once a price has been determined and both parties are acceptant of that offer price, you need a contract in place to solidify that. Okay, so you work with a realtor. Those contracts may be 15, 20 pages long. Some real estate investors might be longer. Ours is one simple page. It's very short. And we make sure that it's understandable. You don't need to have a law degree in order to understand what our contract says. It's very, very plain, okay? So we call out what the property is. We state the assessor's parcel number and the county and state where your property is located. We put the shortened legal description, okay? You'll find both of these pieces of information will be on your tax statement, okay? We call out you as the seller, we as the buyer. We state the closing date very clearly. We state the dollar value that we're paying for your property, and then we have the terms of the sale, okay? So here at TB Properties Buys Land, we cover all closing costs. What does that mean? So explicitly, we say that we, as the buyer, we're going to pay for all closing costs. We say we're going to pay for the escrow fees for the buyer escrow fees, which are ours, and the seller escrow fees, which are yours. We'll pay for those. We mentioned that we're going to pay for title insurance. Okay, we're going to pay. We don't have to pay for that, but we pay for that. You have title insurance now. We pay for the recording fees that go to the county where the sale is recorded, and if there are excise taxes, we pay for that. Then we say that you, as the seller, now we have a cover your butt clause in there. It's not in small print, but very clearly it states that you as the seller will cover any liens against the property. So if you have a lien against your property, you haven't been paying property HOA fees or POA fees, or if you have a mortgage against your property or someone took out a lien against it and we don't know about it, we say that you're going to cover that. So most of the time, the people that we work with, they don't have a lien against it, or if they have a mortgage, they know and they tell us, and we know that the sale proceeds are going to cover that mortgage, and then they get whatever's extra, okay? But that is our cover your butt clause in there. And then the last piece is that we state where the sale is being closed through. So here at TB Properties Buys Land, we're always going to close through a title company. That means safety for us as the buyer and for you as the seller. There's no chance that we're going to write a check that's going to bounce and you don't get paid. There's no chance that you're going to lose your property that way. When we work with a title company, they're going to tell us as the buyer that we have to give them certified funds. So they're going to expect a wire transfer from us, straight from our account into their account, or a bank certified check gets mailed to them. And once those funds are in their account, only will they say that the transaction's funded. They also need your paperwork. So they're going to need your deed that's notarized. They need any paperwork that they send over, whether it's notarized or signed. They need our paperwork. Most of the time, these are wet signatures, so they have to be overnighted and in their hands. So everything's gone through, and they make sure that it's a safe transaction. Okay, so that's why we're going to call out the title company, and we're going to find a title company that is licensed to transact in the county where your property is located. Now, if you're from that area and you say, you know what, I don't like the title company, I've worked with them before, I have a favorite title company, can we work with them? I mean, we don't care. We've never denied somebody a title company that they wanted to work with. Okay, most of the time they don't know who they want to work with, they don't care. But we have had some people who specified, and it's fine. So, but we will call that out, okay? So in that contract, we're going to send that to you for review. If you have questions, we ask you to ask us about that. If you have additional questions, always feel free to reach out to a realtor in the area, a real estate attorney, a friend who's in real estate, somebody who can answer your questions. Feel free to call the title company and ask them questions. How is this going to work? What's the step-by-step process? What if I want to close in person? What if I live on the other side of the world? How does this work? So always feel like that you are entitled to ask your questions and get the answers that you need to move forward. Okay, so hopefully that helps answer some questions for you. I'll continue in another episode because this is already really long. TV Properties Buys Land. We purchase real estate, vacant land for cash. We close through title, and we look forward to working with you. Thanks again.